And some of the skills my friends are working on are pointing their hearts to the audience, making sure that they're looking at the audience and showing them their emotions and how they're feeling, and listening to the director. All right, do you think we can do that today?
Oh, yeah.
Think of the character that you're playing and show the audience what your character looks like and what sounds they
Jack's brother.
Good job.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And my friends are sitting so nicely and ready to start our story. And all of our stories start with the word. There lived a little boy named Jack. And Jack loved his cow, whose name was Ava. Ava came over and he told Ava all about what a good friend she was. Jack, eyes and ears on Miss Jen so you can listen, okay? Tell the audience how much you love your cow. What a good friend she is.
I love my cow so much.
Tell her what a good friend she is.
You're a very good friend.
And Ava said, thank you.
Thank you.
Moo.
Moo.
And Jack loved spending time with his cow and his little sister, Vicky. Vicky came over and she pet her cow. She showed the audience how happy she was to spend time with her cow. And she told Ava what a good friend she was. Ava said, thank you.
Thank you.
Moo.
Moo.
Oh, they were having so much fun playing with their cow when their big sister, Ananda, and their big brother, Johnny, came over. Ananda asked them what they were doing playing with the cow all day.
What are you doing playing with the cow all day?
And Johnny said, you're supposed to be getting all the broccoli and the carrots out of the ground.
You're supposed to be getting all the broccoli and carrots out of the ground.
Ananda and Johnny folded their arms and showed them how angry they were with them for playing all day.
Yeah.
Johnny stood next to Vicky and he looked at her. And Ananda stood next to Jack and looked at him, very, very angry. Jack looked at the audience and said, but there is no broccoli and there are no carrots.
But there is no broccoli and there are no carrots.
And Vicky said, so how can we pick them?
So how can we pick them?
Ananda and Johnny thought about it. And Ananda said, no broccoli, no carrots.
No broccoli, no carrots.
But we're so hungry.
But we're so hungry.
And Johnny thought about what they should do, and he came up with an idea, and he said, you guys are going to have to do what?
You guys have to sell our cow.
Oh. And Jack and Vicky showed the audience how sad they were that they had to sell their cow.
Oh, yeah.
And Ava especially showed the audience how sad she was that they had to sell her. And Ava let out the saddest moo you've ever heard. Oh. And Jack and Vicky pet their cow. And Ananda said to them, you'll have to go to the old farmer in town.
Whoa. You have to go to the old farmer in town.
And Johnny looked at the audience and he said nice and loud. No one backstage should be talking. Johnny said nice and loud, get lots of money for her.
Get lots of money for her.
And then my friends, Ananda and Johnny, went back to look for those carrots and broccoli that they were all out of. And Johnny and Vicky took their cow to the old farmer Patrick. Patrick came on over and Patrick looked at them. Make sure my cow is facing the audience so everyone can see her. Make sure Jack is facing the audience. And my friends backstage are nice and quiet. And Jack got to the old farmer in town. And the old farmer said, are you here to sell that cow? The farmer said, are you here to sell that cow?
Are you here to sell that cow?
And Jack said, yes, we're here to sell our cow.
Yes, we're here to sell our cow.
Vicky said, we're looking for lots of money. And the farmer said, I have no money.
I don't have any money.
But you can have these beans.
You can have these beans.
Jack, Ava, and Vicky shouted out, beans?
Beans!
But we want money.
But we want money.
Patrick said, but they're magic beans.
But they're magic beans.
So Jack and Vicky thought about it, and finally they said, okay, I guess we'll take them.
Okay, I guess we'll take them.
And they took the beans, and the farmer took Ava away. They pet her and said, goodbye, Ava.
Goodbye, Ava.
They showed the audience how sad they were to sell their cow. and the cow went away with the old farmer. When Jack and Vicky got home to their big brother and big sister, they hoped that they would like the magic beans. Come on over, Ananda and Johnny. Ananda said, "You're back!"
You're back.
And Johnny said, "How much money did you get?"
How much money did you get?
Jack turned to the audience and said, "Uh-oh,
Uh-oh.
we only got these beans."
We only got these beans.
And Vicky said, "But they're magic beans."
But they're magic.
Johnny and Ananda shouted out, "Magic beans!"
Magic beans.
And they took them from their hands, they threw them behind them, and they said, "You're grounded for a month."
You're grounded for a month.
They went off to bed very disappointed. They showed the audience how angry they were. Jack and Vicky were so upset that they made their big brother and big sister sad, but it was time to go to sleep, so they went to bed.
What the?
Oh, everyone went to sleep. How about that? Try that at home, guys. I don't know if it'll work. When they woke up, can I see my beanstalk start growing? Because when they wake up, they're going to need to see that beanstalk. Show me a big, tall, beautiful beanstalk. Everyone gets to be a part of my beanstalk. Johnny and Ananda can grow my beanstalk too. Okay. Oh my goodness, the lights are about to come on in 3, 2, 1. Ananda, you can grab one. Brianna, hold on. And when Vicky and Jack woke up, they were so surprised. They showed the audience how surprised they were. They showed the audience how excited they were. They shouted, "Hooray!
Hooray!
The beans were magic!"
The beans were magic.
Vicky said, "Let's climb it."
That's climate.
They walked over and very gently climbed the beanstalk. No. Good. Remember, they're supposed to gently touch your head. They're just climbing. Oh, very nice beanstalk. Let's give that beanstalk a round of applause. Have a seat, my beanstalk. Beautiful. Vicky and Jack got to the top, and they showed the audience how excited they were to see a castle. They shouted out, "A castle!
A castle!
It's giant!"
It's giant!
What they did not know was that there were giants living inside. Can I have Jack and Vicky go sit all the way upstage and let me see my giants? Jack, go sit all the way upstage. The giants love to stomp their feet. Liam, can you go sit upstage for me? Thank you. And the giants love to shout, "Fee, fi, fo, fum."
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Very good. And they also love to have giant parties with giant food. So they invited all their friends over. They said, "Come on over."
Come on over.
All the giant friends came over and shouted, "Hooray!"
Hooray.
And they all shouted out, "Fee, fi, fo, fum."
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
That's a giant's favorite thing to say. And they were enjoying all the giant food. Can everybody tell the audience the giant food that you're eating?
Giant carrots. Giant blueberries. Giant tea. Giant corn. Giant ice cream. Oh! And smoothies with cake with it too.
Wonderful. And they were all enjoying it so much it made them shout out, Yum, yum, yum.
Yum, yum, yum.
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
Now, what giants love doing even more than stomping their feet, shouting fee, fi, fum, having giant parties with giant food, is showing off all of their expensive things. So Owen said, "Wait till you see this golden goose."
Wait till you'll see this golden goose.
Olivia shouted out, "Come here, goose."
Come here, goose.
And the goose came and sat between Owen and Olivia. And the goose said, "Please let her have her line." And Owen said to her, "Lay a golden egg for us."
Lay a golden egg for us.
And she did. She said, "Honk." As you can see, the goose is very tired of having to lay golden eggs all the time. She said, "I wish someone would come and take me away from here." And she wished and wished and hoped, and everyone was enjoying their delicious food. Their delicious food. Their delicious giant food. But suddenly, they smelled something. And Owen said, "What's that?"
Oh, what's that?
He said, "It doesn't smell like giant blueberries."
It doesn't smell like giant blueberries.
And Olivia sniffed and she said, It doesn't smell like giant cake either.
It doesn't smell like giant cake either.
What is that smell? What they did not know was that it was the smell of humans. Vicky and Jack. Vicky and Jack looked over at the table and they said, wow, a golden goose.
Wow.
The golden goose went over to talk to them. And she said, please get me out of here.
Please get me out of here.
Honk! Suddenly all the giants stopped again and they shouted, fee, fi, fo, fum.
Fee, fi, fo, fum.
They all took a nice deep sniff in and they looked over and pointed and they said, humans!
Humans!
Let's get them!
Let's get them!
And they ran after Vicky and Jack and the golden goose.
Come here,
You
come
can
here,
see-
come here, come here, come here, come here, come here, come here.
The giants were not able to catch them. Patrick, the giants all went and sat because they couldn't catch Jack. And they couldn't catch Vicky. Vicky and the goose and Jack were at the bottom of the stalk. And who was that? Vicky and Jack and the golden goose were at the bottom of the stalk. And they met their brother and sister there. And Ananda and Johnny said, hooray, you're back.
Hooray, you're back.
Vicky said, we have to cut down this beanstalk.
We have to cut down this beanstalk.
The beanstalk stood nice and tall. Oh, I love my beanstalk standing nice and tall. And they began to cut down the beanstalk.
Cut it down.
Vicky said, the giants are after us. And they cut them down. And the beanstalk fell down. And my friends all looked at them.
I can't cut the tree.
You're doing perfectly. That's okay, Goose. You're just so excited to have been rescued, I know. Johnny, Jack, I'm waiting for quiet and eyes and ears on Miss Jen. Great job cutting down that beanstalk, guys. Johnny, Jack, Ananda, and Vicky shouted, hooray!
Hooray!
And the goose shouted, honk.
Honk.
The goose shouted, honk.
I ate my own.
Brianna, the goose shouted, honk.
Honk.
They were so excited that the giants couldn't come and catch them. And Johnny said, with this golden goose,
It's golden goose.
we can buy our cow back.
We can buy our cow back.
And the cow came back to live with them, which made everyone happy. Everyone shouted, hooray!
Hooray!
And everyone but our poor giants, who no longer had a golden goose, but still had giant blueberries, lived
Happily ever after.
All my friends, grab hands so you can take a bow.